Gambling addiction is not a failure of will. It is a brain disorder which is preyed upon by the gambling industry. Once you become addicted, it's very, very hard to stop because you've changed your brain. Addiction is a brain that has changed to become entrained to the desires of the gambling.
The year is 1996, specifically November 9th, 1996. This is the day that Mike Tyson lost his heavyweight title to Evander Holyfield. Both of these fighters were single-handedly the two most famous heavyweight fighters of their time. Watch how they throw punch after punch at each other. They go back and forth, until one of them breaks. Now I want you to look at this moment right here. Okay, stop. What do you think is wrong in this moment? This moment right here lost many casinos hundreds of millions of dollars. You see, the fight took place at the MGM Casino in Las Vegas, and Holyfield had 18-1 odds. So hypothetically, if you put down $100 on him, you would have made back $1,800. This fight sent the Vegas bookies into a lot of debt, but I guess that's what happens in Vegas.
I don't care if the sun don't shine. I do my drinking in the evening time when I'm in Las Vegas. You can sit in the sun and camp. I get my color from a sunray lamp when I'm in
Las Vegas. It's the dazzling jewel of the Nevada desert. A city synonymous with entertainment, luxury, and most notably, gambling. But how did this oasis of chance come to be? Let's dive into the history of Las Vegas and explore how gambling has shaped its destiny.
Love Las Vegas. I love Vegas in the summer.
We can start in the early 1900s. Las Vegas was nothing more than a small railroad town. It wasn't until 1931, when Nevada legalized gambling, that Las Vegas really began its transformation. This transformation started after the construction of the Hoover Dam brought thousands of workers, and with them, a demand for entertainment. Within a 10-year span, the population of Vegas grew from 2,304 people to a total of 64,405 people. The first of the many casinos to come would be the Paradise Club in 1931, and it brought many stars to entertain people, for example Frank Sinatra or Sammy Davis Jr. In general, the 1930s were the best time for Vegas, as we saw a great rise in population and the economy. But where there's great success, also comes great greed. Enter the mob in the 1940s. Infamous figures like Bugsy Siegel saw potential in Vegas, leading to the creation of iconic establishments like the Flamingo Hotel in 1946. From the 40s to the 60s, the mob would have total control of Vegas, pretty much running their own city. By then, Las Vegas was considered as a quote-unquote open city, which meant any mob syndicate could invest there. Without their control, Vegas would look nothing like it does today, and would not be a world-renowned gambling destination. The mob made an estimated $100 million in revenue annually during these times. That is around 1.8 billion nowadays. Las Vegas was thriving with casinos racking in millions. Today, it hosts over 42 million visitors annually, generating over $6.5 billion in gambling revenue. But the allure of gambling wasn't really born in Las Vegas. Let's rewind the clock a little bit and explore the ancient roots of this age-old pastime. Ancient dice, Roman chariots, Chinese lottery tickets. These are all old-school examples of gambling. Gambling dates back to the ancient civilizations. The Chinese were playing lottery games as early as 200 BCE, while the Greeks and the Romans indulged in dice games and betting on chariot races. The 17th century saw a rise of casinos in Europe, particularly in countries like Italy and France, setting the stage for modern gambling. If we fast forward back to the 20th century, gambling has become a global phenomenon. From the opulent casinos of Las Vegas to the humble bingo halls of a small-town America, the thrill of gambling is irresistible. But behind the glittery facade lies a real darker truth. Gambling isn't just about entertainment. For many, it's a path to financial ruin and addiction. In the United States, approximately 2 million adults meet the criteria for severe gambling problems. An additional 4 to 6 million people are considered to have mild or moderate gambling problems. The consequences of these problems can lead to financial losses, to homelessness, or bankruptcy. Studies have shown that gambling can cause low self-esteem, stress, anxiety, and depression. Once you've experienced the rush of dopamine brought to you by a gambling win, you almost do anything to experience that exact same amount of pleasure again. The dopamine release from the gambling makes it easy to gamble repetitively without second thought. And before you know it, you could develop a habit or addiction. Modern gambling companies use sophisticated algorithms to identify and target these vulnerable individuals, ensuring that they keep coming back for more and more. With the rise of online and mobile gambling has only intensified this issue. In 2023, the global online gambling market was valued at over $66 billion and is projected to reach nearly $100 billion by 2026. We know that this gambling could be very impactful for adults and elderly people, but also the most impactful it could be is on the youth. Many teenagers have unlimited internet access, and they have the freedom to go around and do whatever they want on the internet. This could lead to them discovering gambling and becoming addicted to gambling, which it could be the worst thing for their lives. Disturbingly, the tentacles of gambling are reaching our younger audiences. With the ramification of betting and the rise of esports gambling, children and teenagers are increasingly more exposed to the lure of quote-unquote easy money. A study by the National Center for Responsible Gambling found that 6 to 8% of adolescents exhibit gambling problem behaviors, compared to the 1% of adults. This exposure can have long-lasting effects. Early gambling habits can lead to addiction in adulthood, impacting their education, career, and mental health. It's a growing concern that needs urgent attention. To understand how gambling is affecting the minds and the local impact of it, I visited my school to talk with students about their experiences and their gambling problems. The responses that they gave were very eye-opening. How has gambling affected you?
Basically, every night I, watch sports because I gamble. Makes me really happy, make a lot of money. It's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I think gambling, specifically sports betting, has really affected me in my everyday through having me to constantly think about parlays and what is the next upcoming match or game that I want to bet on. This also continues into other gambling venues such as blackjack or poker.
Do you feel like you're addicted to gambling?
No, I don't think I'm addicted to gambling.
Do you feel like you're addicted to gambling?
I'm not sure. I guess you could say that. like that.
Do you feel like you're addicted to gambling?
I'd probably say yeah.
Do you feel like you're addicted to gambling?
I mean, yeah, you know, on the down days when I lose some money, I might make some quick flash decisions, you know, might wager like $200 that I shouldn't be gambling just because, you know, I want to make the money I lost back. But so I would say I'm a little addicted to it, you know. It's definitely a good addiction. I view it more as dedication than addiction, just, you know, making the numbers in my bank account rise every day. So yeah, just stick to it. It's a grind. You have some down days, some up days, but it's one of the best things you can do with your money.
Does gambling make you happy?
Yeah, it's one of the things that gives me the most joy in life. You know, in general, I would say yes.
Does gambling make you happy?
I mean, when you win, you're happy, right? And, you know, when you lose, you're sad. But I haven't gotten to the point where it's a problem where I'm losing more money than I'm getting from the job that I have. So, you know, I'm not in the point where I feel like it's a real big problem. So right now, it's just purely positive for me right now.
The consensus that I've come to after these interviews is clear that gambling is not just a personal issue, it's a community issue. Education and awareness are crucial in combating the rise of gambling addiction among young people. From the glittery streets of Las Vegas to the ancient betting arenas, gambling has evolved and embedded itself into the fabric of our society. While it brings excitement and economic benefits, it also harbors potential for immense and great harm. As we move forward, it's imperative to address the darker side of gambling, ensuring that the next generation understands the risks and makes informed choices. Stakes are high, and the time to act is now.